Your flying reminds me a bit of Toby's climbing skills, to be honest.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm American Dan, and this is Wings and Wrecks. Today we are on the ground at beautiful Monument Valley, Utah, and we're going to take a VFR flight over to Cortez Municipal, which is KCEZ. And on board today we have a tour guide. Her name is Janet. I've never flown with Janet before. The boys at the FBO tell me she's kind of quirky, so this ought to be an interesting flight. We are flying today the Beechcraft Bonanza G36. I have not flown this plane before either, so this will be the first time that I've actually flown the plane. I did start it up and make sure that you could program the nav and all that good stuff, but other than that, I haven't really done anything with the plane, so it ought to be interesting checking out a new plane as well. And this Bonanza was made by PAE Addons for X-Plane. It's Bonanza G36. I'll put a link for the org store down in the description. Let's go ahead and get some power on the airplane and get things set up. The plane looks really good on the outside. On the inside, it looks pretty good. It's a definite good representation of a Bonanza. I'd give it about an 8 on the interior textures. Alright, we've got a G1000 avionics suite. Alright, 77.2 nautical miles at 067 degrees. Alright, Monument Valley elevation is 5,192 feet. The runway is 4,000 feet long. It is an uncontrolled airport with no ATC or anything, so we're all on our own out here. Alright, we're on active fuel tank, left main, right main. The plane does come with tip tanks, but I'm flying the turbo normalized one without the tip tanks. Alright, mixture is full. Crack the throttle, fuel pump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clear prop. Alright, we've got a good start. Janet, are you ready to fly?
Oh yes, absolutely. Ready as a ready thing. Now, if you look to your 11 o'clock, you'll see the John Wayne cabin. This cabin is famous because John Wayne, who was a cowboy actor, stayed there. It was built in the 1950s, which was a time when people liked to build things. John Wayne was known for his cowboy films, which were like regular films but with more horses. People who enjoy cowboy films often visit this cabin to feel closer to John Wayne, even though he's not there anymore. My friend Toby once tried to recreate a scene from one of Wayne's movies here and ended up getting stuck in the chimney. Fire department had to come and everything. And if you look to your 10 o'clock, about 8 miles away, you'll see Honeymoon Arch. It's a natural rock formation that looks like an arch. And it's called Honeymoon Arch because people used to go there on their honeymoons. It was discovered by some people who were probably looking for something else. The arch is important because it's a good place to take photos, and people like taking photos. Toby once tried to propose to his girlfriend there, but he dropped the ring and it fell into a crevice. They never did find it, so yes, ready to go.
Okay. That's interesting. She's got a thing for her friend Toby. Monument Valley traffic. Bonanza 3 Whiskey Alpha Whiskey back taxiing runway 36. Or I think it's 32. My bad. Alright, once we're in the air, we'll get flight following from center. And center is on what frequency here? Okay, Navigraph. Center will be on 118.22. Alright, beacon lights on, landing lights are on, navs are on, strobes are on. Flaps are set. Trim is set. Flight controls are free and correct. Flaps are coming up.
If you look out your window, you'll see the stunning Oljato Monument Valley. It's like nature's attempt at making a giant sandcastle, but with rocks. Monument Valley is famous for its towering sandstone buttes, some of which reach up to 1,000 feet above the valley floor. It was formed over millions of years by erosion, which is like nature's way of tidying up, but taking a really long time to do it. The valley has been a backdrop for countless Western films, making it the Hollywood of rocks. John Ford, a famous film director, loved this place so much he practically moved in. It's also sacred to the Navajo people, who have lived here for centuries, probably because they got first dibs on the best views. My friend Toby once tried to recreate a famous movie scene here by riding a horse through the valley. Unfortunately, Toby's horse had other ideas and decided to take a nap halfway through. Toby ended up with a broken arm and a newfound respect for stuntmen.
That is the Orbix scenery for Monument Valley. It looks pretty cool. It's some pretty amazing rock formations there. Alright, let's go ahead and get flight following from center here. Center, Bonanza 3 Whiskey Alpha Whiskey.
Bonanza 3 Whiskey Alpha Whiskey, Denver Center. Good afternoon, Oljato Monument Valley, altimeter 3014.
3014 and 3 Whiskey Alpha Whiskey would like flight following to Cortez, Muni.
Bonanza Whiskey Alpha Whiskey, squawk 1151 and ident.
1151 and ident for 3 Whiskey Alpha Whiskey.
Bonanza Whiskey Alpha Whiskey, radar contact, Oljato Monument Valley, altimeter 3014.
3014. We've already got that. Alright, so we're level at 7,500 feet. We have radar contact for our flight following. We're getting an indicated airspeed of about 154, 155 knots. We've got an 8 knot tailwind with a 12 knot crosswind. And a ground speed of 187 knots. With an estimated time of arrival at 21 minutes.
290.
Alright, we've got quite the imbalance there, so we need to switch fuel tanks. Hey Janet, how long have you been a tour guide?
Well, I've been a tour guide for about as long as it takes to realize that flying isn't just about not crashing. Speaking of which, if you look to your 9 o'clock, about 5 miles away, you'll see Alhambra Rock. It's a big rock, obviously, but it's not just any rock. It was discovered by someone who probably had nothing better to do, and it's been standing there since rocks were invented, which was a very long time ago. People who like rocks really enjoy it. But my friend Toby once tried to climb it and ended up stuck halfway up. He had to be rescued by a helicopter, which is ironic because he was afraid of heights. Your flying reminds me a bit of Toby's climbing skills, to be honest.
Bonanza Whiskey Alpha Whiskey, I need to amend your flight. Can you tell me your destination?
Southwest 280, continue climb to flight level 290. Continuing climb to flight level 290, Southwest 280.
Whiskey Alpha Whiskey, our destination is Cortez Muni, Kilo, Charlie, Echo, Zulu.
Bonanza Whiskey Alpha Whiskey, roger, continue as filed.
If you look to your 12 o'clock, about 15 miles out, you'll see Hovenweep National Monument. Now, Hovenweep is a fascinating place because it was built by the ancestral Pueblones around 1200 AD, which is a long time ago, even by history standards. These ancient people constructed multi-story towers and buildings out of stone, which is quite impressive considering they didn't have modern tools or YouTube tutorials. Hovenweep is important because it gives us a glimpse into the lives of these ancient people who were really good at stacking rocks in a way that didn't fall down. It's a popular site for archaeologists, historians, and people who enjoy looking at old things that aren't in a museum. My friend Toby once tried to climb one of the towers at Hovenweep, thinking he could get a better view. He ended up getting stuck halfway up and had to be rescued by a park ranger. He was banned from the site for life, which is probably for the best.
Bonanza Whiskey Alpha Whiskey, wind 319er at 15, visibility 10, clear skies, temperature 28, dew point 1, altimeter 3002.
Ah, those mountains to the left of us. They're part of the Sleeping Ute mountain range. Now, the Sleeping Ute mountain is so named because it looks like a giant Ute warrior lying on his back. It's said that the warrior was so tired from fighting that he just laid down and fell asleep. This mountain range is sacred to the Ute people, who believe that the warrior will one day rise again to protect them.
That scenery difference that you see there is because I have ortho, Fork Boy ortho installed for the state of Colorado.
Denver Center United 2476 with you at flight level 370.
Hey Janet, tell us about
United
Cortez, Colorado.
2476, Denver
Cortez,
Center, roger.
Colorado is a fascinating place. It was founded in 1886, which is quite a long time ago, when people still thought the Earth was flat. It's named after Hern Cortez, who was a Spanish conquistador, but he never actually went there. It's a bit like naming your cat Dog. The town is near Mesa Verde National Park, which has these ancient cliff dwellings built by the ancestral Pueblones. They were like the original tiny house enthusiasts, but with more danger of falling rocks. My friend Toby once tried to recreate one of those cliff dwellings in his backyard, but it ended in a visit from the fire department and a very stern warning from his landlord. Cortez is also a gateway to the Trail of the Ancient Scenic Byway, which is a road but with more history and fewer potholes. It's perfect for people who enjoy driving while thinking about how much better their car is than a horse and cart. Toby once got lost on that trail for 3 days and survived on nothing but a packet of crisps and his own tears.
Are you obsessed with your friend Toby?
Obsessed with Toby? Well, not quite, but he does have a knack for getting into the most bizarre situations. Like that time at the Four Corners Monument, which you can see at your 2 o'clock, 11 miles away, heading 305. It's the only place in the United States where 4 states meet: Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado. It was established in 1912, which is quite old, but not as old as time itself. People love to stand in all 4 states at once, which is a bit like multitasking, but with geography. Toby once tried to do a handstand there and ended up with his trousers around his ankles. It was quite the spectacle, and the local authorities were not amused. Speaking of spectacles, your flying is a bit like Toby's handstand, ambitious but slightly off balance.
I'm on autopilot. Wow. She's hard to please. You're a little high maintenance, aren't you?
Well, I suppose you could say that, but only if you think knowing about fascinating places like the Four Corners Monument is high maintenance.
Center Bonanza Whiskey Alpha Whiskey, cancel flight following.
Bonanza Whiskey Alpha Whiskey, roger. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR. Frequency change approved.
Squawking and talking VFR. Frequency change approved for Bonanza Whiskey Alpha Whiskey. Autopilot's off. Well, that was one hell of a sporty landing, and this thing is a swirly mess on the ground. And I don't know if it's because I have these old CH rudder pedals that really suck, or if it's the plane. But just a forewarning, if you fly it, it might be a little swirly on takeoff and landing. I hope everybody enjoyed that flight. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment below. I look forward to the comments and everybody's thoughts on the video. And if you're interested in using the SayIntentions.AI ATC, there is a link below in the description. You can sign up and get your free 24-hour trial. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for watching. Until next time.